We are back here in the middle of June, and Orion Kirkering is eligible to come back off of the IL. One of our best. He'll go on a rehab assignment. He's back after what was it? Yeah, the rotator cuff inflammation. So definitely something we want to treat with plenty of care. He was unbelievably elite through 10 games. A guy we definitely need right about now. We are struggling a little bit here in the month of June. 2 games back the division. The bats are doing really well so far. Still, Zaire Hope is the only one below a 100 WRC plus as of right now. Pitching wise, we're starting to kind of figure things out. Matone has been really good. He's dialed it back in, kind of what we were hoping for when we traded for him. We look at his splits here in this year. In June, 3 excellent outings. Excellent in May through 4 outings, 5 and a third. And April was very good as well. So Phil Matone is definitely back to what he's supposed to be. We know how good Andrew Painter is. Sasaki's really been good, but we gotta piece together some wins. We, just lost a series back to back to divisional guys after sweeping the Yankees. We lose to Detroit, and then we lose to Kansas City, where we walk them off in 14 innings. So that's that's a long one. But I'm not going to make any changes to this lineup. It's working right now. Antonacci's still just chugging along at short, and he's not playing like horrific defense. So we're just going to roll with it for right now. His bat's good enough for me to want to keep him. So unless we see like a present change that'll fix that position, we're just going to let it go for right now. And then pitching-wise, we definitely want to go get a starter still. McAble had like an elite start and then came back and allowed 6 earned. So, yeah, I don't know about McAble. But Taj Bradley's been bad. And Iriarte, I feel like it's just a guy who was not born to pitch on the starting rotation. I think he'll be a reliever kind of guy. So we need to, react to that appropriately and make the moves. But it's the middle of June update. Orion Kirkering is back. We get an injury update here for another guy in our bullpen. Tyler Rogers has a tired arm. It's a day-to-day injury, but we are going to throw him on the IL because it's 1 week, a substantial injury. We don't need him, tearing something in that arm just because we pitched him through an injury. He's obviously one of our better bullpen arms, so we're not going to risk it. He's going to go on the IL for 15 days, and I think it's time. I think, 1 outing's enough. We're going to bring Kirkering back up. We need him. We got to actually open a spot on the 40-man, and we're going to waive. Yeah, we'll waive in DFA Travis Adams so we can get that spot open. And Orion Kirkering is officially back. Mid-season prospect update on the top 100 list. Number 1 prospect remains Bill Young, that former first overall pick. He's actually unhappy right now. I'm sure he wants to be up in the majors. He's actually unhappy. His nickname is Jelly Roll. So shout out Bill Jelly Roll Young. He's pitching fine at high A, but he's unhappy. Nelson Fernandez, we know of, the big power bat. The milkman, Nelson Fernandez, number 2. After that, our guy Alejandro De Jesus, still developing for Detroit, raking at high A. Tyler Tanner, who was the first overall pick. That's what I thought. 20 avoid K. Oh my goodness. That is a very interesting build. I don't know what's going to happen there. Futrell for the Orioles, Suarez, Rohina, who we were big fans of. He's up here for Kansas City. Andriani, of course, for the Yanks. Jamie Arnold getting some love here for the A's. I'm surprised he's not up in the majors yet. He's struggling at AAA. And then Aaron Lortz, another Angel. So the Angel, this is their other first-round pick after they got Carventi. So the Angels just collecting pitching, which is something I never thought I'd say. In terms of our guys, Ben Blair's our top prospect. He's number 15. He's doing pretty good things at AA for us. He just turned 23. Hopefully, another guy at the end of next year. We're hoping to see him up with the roster. We need to develop the control, and obviously the home runs allowed. Our second guy, Linebach. Obviously, we're big on Linebach. He's up at AA now, and he's doing great things there. So lots to like about our former first-round draft pick, the Minnesotan man. Roberto Chapa, I called him up to A-ball, and he played a little bit. It looks like the AI overrode it, and I thought I had that disabled. So he's at A-ball for us, 18. He's come over. He was our first international free agent signing, and now he's officially in, A-ball for us. And then our last guy is Marcelo Bonita. I'll be honest, I did not know we had this guy in the org. He was a scouting discovery. I'm sure I have him. I have him on international free agents. Looks like he's developing, and the league is taking notice. They like him a lot. OSA does. So he's a guy that we have down. Rookie ball, playing pretty well, to be honest. Someone I definitely got to throw on the short list. We still have the 7 system. We're still pouring a good majority of our money into it. We still have, we're 29th in payroll. And if we go player development, we still have the max you can put into it in 40 mil. Hoping to continue to develop these guys. Liam Peterson here. Again, we've covered it a few times. Once one of these develops, there's a very high chance he'll be in the major league roster. Until then, I don't trust it at all. So until one of those two things develops, he'll remain at AAA. And that is that. So on the final day of the week, we absolutely clobbered the Mariners. We put up 17 runs. Dylan Cruz does what Dylan Cruz does, and he hits the long ball. Hit 3 of them. I think that's his second 3-homer game of the year. I wonder if we can find this. I'm pretty sure he has another 3-homer game. He does. Against Detroit, he had a 3-homer game and a loss. This time he gets it in a win, and he snagged himself the American League Player of the Week this week. So good things for the offense. Not good things. We lost that series. Hopefully we can. Houston's pretty good. They're top of the AL West. But Tampa Bay is. We're playing nothing but good teams. I don't know. I was hoping that it would get easier at the end of June here, but it really doesn't. We need to come out of this, floating around 500, and see if we can take just this abysmal AL Central. See if we can get a little bit of separation going here. We're still looking at pitching. Probably not going to make a move till one presents itself or until we get into the month of July. But that's what we got for now. And we have our big pitching move. We need a starter, someone we thought about going after in the offseason. He's back on the trading block. Jesus Luzardo. The Rangers are they have the exact same record as us, but they're in the same. They're in a division where they're got 2 teams ahead of them, and they're electing to sell. They don't think they're going to make a run, and we're gonna take advantage of it. Jesus Luzardo is coming over. We're sending them, elite defensive shortstop, kind of not really a prospect anymore. He's had time up in the last 2 years. He just hasn't hit well enough. We originally brought him in the Jose Miranda and Zebby Matthews trade as the main piece, and now he's the main piece going to Texas as Jesus Luzardo will join this rotation. So that's kind of our big move right now. It's right before the end of June. Jesus Luzardo is a Minnesota Twin. corresponding move would be Taj Bradley being sent down to AAA. We're going to roll with Iriarte for now. Luzardo slots in, and then we need to bring up an infielder. And it looks like Colson Montgomery is actually going to be the one coming back up. Erod, by the way, having a very positive season at AAA. Walker Jenkins also doing good at AAA. So, if they come back up, hopefully they play well enough to, stay on the team. But at this point, they're honestly, they might just be trade candidates, especially Erod. I know he's got the Gold Glove and a Rookie of the Year here, but it seems like this Avoid K has really came to bite him in the last 2 seasons, to the point where I just don't know if he's going to be able to replicate his rookie year. It's unfortunate, but honestly, I think it's what we're probably going to end up looking at. But yeah, for right now, Colson Montgomery's up. He's going to be the backup middle infielder, especially at shortstop, since Antonacci's still the guy there, and so it's still not great defense. So Montgomery's back up despite his woes this season. But yeah, Jesus Luzardo's here. We're above 500 now. I think we just took down Houston in a series. I think to open up July we play Texas, so it'll be interesting to see Luzardo against his former team and all that. So now we have a legit 1-2 with Andrew Painter and Jesus Luzardo. So first start for Jesus Luzardo is against the expansion San Antonio Invaders, and it doesn't go his way. He actually pitched pretty well, 5 innings, 7 Ks, only gave up 1 run, but the offense got shut down against our former friend R.J. Pettit. He had himself a good start, and he's not been great this year. He's a starter, even though he's got the 35 stamina. And then their bullpen just came in and shut us down. So we couldn't hit for Luzardo after the trade. We made that trade after here. We went 1-4. So that's the Minnesota Twin way. Birnbaum, who we mentioned kind of fell apart, just won A-League All-Star Break MVP. And, if he's putting up these numbers, I don't understand why all his ratings just randomly plummeted. OSA still likes him. Who knows? Hopefully, maybe he'll figure it out. Maybe this will jump back up to what it was, almost an 80 potential guy. But definitely not ideal. Hopefully he's got the opportunity to do that. And we didn't waste, a second-round draft pick on this guy. We also had Miguel Galindo, who was, I think, our third-round draft pick. He's been doing really good. We had him at A-ball. He was winning Player of the Week every other week, so we sent him to High A. And so far, he's been really good. And he just won the home run derby for Cedar Rapids. So, and he actually bested. I got another twin. Henry Chavilli is a twin. He's been great too. I mean, he's 22. This isn't like a guy who's going to be a guy, but Miguel Galindo having a positive update for him. We're going to make another roster move here to try to bolster this lineup a little bit. We're going to waive and DFA Miguel Vargas. He has not been what he was for Detroit with us. He's striking out a lot more, not getting on base, and absolutely not slugging. He just hit his first home run. So he hasn't been good enough. $5 million. We're going to go ahead and waive and DFA Vargas. What we're going to do, we're going to move Keishel back to first. We're going to let him settle in and play better defense and contribute more in the field. And we're going to try it one more time with one of our guys. We're gonna give Colson Montgomery an opportunity, at least for now. I think that we're still in the market to make a move to go get either a first, second, or third baseman, and then we'll reorder this, or a shortstop, obviously, because Antonacci is definitely not the guy there. Well, I guess I'll probably do this then, since if Montgomery's already coming back in the lineup, there's no point not playing him at short. And then we'll bring Shea Robinson back up to just be a backup middle infielder for us. We needed to end the Miguel Vargas experience. He was not what we were hoping he would be, so we're gonna do that. We have reached the end of June, we got some awards here. Dalton Varsho won Batter of the Month here in the American League. He's been super duper good for these guys in the save. 7 WAR, 5 WAR, almost 5 WAR just this year alone. We're not even to the All-Star break. They extended him to some big money. So, big gift for the Blue Jays. Ketel Marte won it in the NL. Fromber, who we know has been excellent for the AL for pitcher. Mason Miller, the reliever, in the NL. And then Dylan Watts, really good closer that they got from Toronto in the Brian Abreu trade, who tore his UCL and he's done for a year. I did not see that. So he's been a guy for them in the back end of the bullpen. So looks like they made a good trade there. And then one of the international guys who came in this year, Toki's been really good for San Diego, not walking anybody. So it's a good get for them. In terms of the Minnesota Twins, we sit 46 and 49. In some way, somehow, that leaves us tied for the AL Central. Just an abysmal division. Tied with the Royals, 3 games under 500. It's definitely a division open for the taking, and we're hoping we can take it. In terms of who's been playing, obviously Colson Montgomery is definitely one you want to look at. Sticks out like a sore thumb. In the month of June, he has been terrible. So maybe this was just a bad idea because he's been so unbelievably bad at baseball. I think the second I get done giving you a recap, we're going to go and look and get a shortstop. Whatever we have to do. Zaire Hope's been really solid. We know he's a glove first, speed first kind of guy. Struggling center, but he's not a center fielder for us. We're really happy with how Zaire Hope has been looking. Steals a lot of bags for us, so he's been good. Royce has kind of struggled since coming back from his injury. He kind of a quiet month of June, 71 OPS plus. So hopefully he can go back to where he was in March and April before he went down with his, PCL strain, because we could really use him, especially with that captain leadership, especially for a guy making $9.9 million in a year where we could buy out this contract. We need him to play better. Speaking of guys who we want to play better, Byron Buxton. He's been slumping pretty bad. Another guy who just didn't have a very good month of June. Actually, June was fine, but May was really bad. So the last 2 months really hasn't been classic Byron Buxton. So we want him to improve. Antonacci's been fine. He wasn't what he was at the beginning of his tenure in the big league. So not ideal. Dante Nori's actually been really good with the bat. So he's playing a lot of. Him and Zaire Hope are pretty much splitting time. And then Luke Keeschel is finally starting to, do Luke Keeschel things again. A fine month of June. We know how good he was in May. So hopefully he can stay on track. Enrique Jimenez has been the man. Shout out Enrique Jimenez. I'm really glad we brought him up. He's been the bat we needed. We know how good Dylan Cruz has been. Keeps hitting homers. And then Jordan's been excellent. Jordan, it's almost been quiet. He was the big acquisition in the offseason. And he's done the damn thing. An excellent month of June for him, 1.1 WAR. So hopefully we can add the guys around him so we can play better. Iriarte struggled. I think we're probably going to make a move, if we can, that is, to go get a different starter, maybe move him to the bullpen, and then finally rid of Tanner Banks since he has continued to struggle. Obviously, Painter and Luzardo are excellent. The whole bullpen's been really solid. Gratterall struggled a little bit, but it's just because of the walks. He's not striking anyone out, too. Yeah. A very weird per nines. Just a weird year with Gratterall. Because when we signed him, I don't think he was even fragile. I mean, I could be wrong, but he's wrecked. He got hurt immediately. And now he came back, and I don't know. I don't know what we have with Gratterall. Matone's definitely figured it out a little bit. Let's take a look. Yeah, June was excellent for him. Didn't allow a walk or a home run in 6 2/3. The month before that, he was excellent. So Matone's fine. We're happy with him. Obviously, Ryan Kirkering's just the man. How do you not love this guy? Just back end of the bullpen, just running things. This guy's incredible. I'm glad we got him extended. Yeah, we're at the end of June. We need help. So we need maybe a bullpen arm, but I'm more worried about the rotation. And then we need a shortstop. We need a guy who can do both, hit Enfield. And there was something interesting on the trading block, and that was Dansby Swanson. He 110 OPS plus, plays elite defense, captain. I'm really interested in him. The issue is that he does not want to come to Minnesota. So kind of the guy who would fix all our problems doesn't want to be here. So he's not even willing to waive it for anyone. So he's a Cub for life. So we will not be seeing Dansby Swanson come over. So there's not really an answer right here on the trading block. So we're going to have to do some digging, try to find something to fix our lineup and fix get us to a spot where we're not competing for the division, and as well as competing to go for 500. We should be above 500 and running away with things. In terms of around the league, the Yankees remain top the AL East. The Red Sox and Orioles hanging around. It looks like the Blue Jays are completely out of this now. So a little bit of World Series hangover for these guys. They're just not pitching at all anymore. So we will not see, the back-to-back AL champs back in the playoffs. Obviously, we've seen how the terrible AL Central. The Astros are barely ahead of the Rangers. So the Rangers gave us Luzardo and have figured out how to play baseball. So that's something. Torrin has been, because of course, has been their best. He's hit 625 in 7 games. All right, man. Of course. Why wouldn't he? So the Rangers are right back in the mix. The Astros are right there. The Angels are there. The Invaders are kind of hanging around. In terms of league leaders, Roman Anthony still being a dog. They, helping that Boston team compete. But obviously the most valuable player in the American League and probably in the league has been Aaron Judge this year. He's been super duper good through 80 games, stayed healthy, 38 homers, still on, what's his pace? Yeah, on pace for 65, and he hit, 63, 62 in 2022? Yeah, one of the best right-handed hitters of all time. Riley Green second to him in OPS. Still Michael Kennedy at the top of the ERA list. The Jaden Morgan for San Antonio still hanging around. Fromber, though, leads in pitcher WAR. Then in terms of the NL, the Braves sit at top with our Marlins. You got to believe in Miami. Right behind them, 4 games back. The Phillies are terrible. The Nats are terrible. Let's get a Joe Ryan up. He's actually been good this year. Joe Ryan's been fine. They extended him, didn't they? Yeah, they gave him a deal. Honestly, not bad value for Joe Ryan, and he's been good this year. I would assume that Matt Wallner is excommunicado. I don't know what's going on. Let's find out. Where's Matt Wallner found himself? The first big trade we made in this save. Let's figure it out. He's in AA for the Astros. So how did he find himself here? The Phillies extended him and then wasn't offered ARB, and then signed a minor league contract. The Astros, they cut him. Signed with the Rangers, they cut him, and then now back with the Astros minor league system. So I'd say we've made a pretty good move moving on from Matt Wallner. He's been so bad. What else is going on in the National League? The Cardinals are ahead of the Brewers by a game. Seems like it's a 2-headed monster there, two-man race. And then what's more of a 2-headed monster is the NL West between the Diamondbacks and Dodgers. Is Kerr still healthy? No. Oh, no, we're not going to see. This is probably the end. Diagnosis pending on the arm. 40-year-old Kersh. I think it's the beginning of the end for one of the GOATs. That's heartbreaking to see. Diamondbacks were right in it too, and he was leading them. Acuna still hitting 358. My goodness. Ivan Herrera still up here. Yandy, of course. Ketel Marte, Charlie Condon. So Charlie Condon still being a goddamn dude for the Rockies. What else? Corbin Carroll's still doing his thing. He's definitely slowed down a touch, but if an 8.6 WAR is slowing down, I think he's doing okay. What else we got? Hurston Waldrop, Paul Skeens, Ryan Weathers kind of having a bounce back for our Miami Marlins. Justin Steele, Brandon Walter, and Logan Webb at the top for pitcher WAR. Somehow Caleb Thielbar is getting saves at 41 years old. Caleb Thielbar, second in the league in saves. So shout out to the former Minnesota Twin, big curveball lefty. Caleb Thielbar doing stuff, just hanging out, getting stuff done for the 44 and 51 Mets. We'll go ahead and get to the All-Star break and then get to the draft. We got four games, and we'll look at the All-Stars, see where we land once we get there. And before that, Tyler Rogers is eligible to come back, so it is time. Tanner Banks, we're going to say sayonara. I might actually see if he has value through the trade market first. All right, when we were looking for our Tanner Banks trade, we found kind of the trade that might solve all our issues. We're talking to Tampa Bay. It says they're in win now, but half the roster is on the trading block. And with that, we offered to go get Carson Williams. We know how good that glove is, and that right now is kind of a top priority. He put up a 4 WAR season a year ago. We're hoping he can maybe tap back into that. We'll bring in Chandler Murphy as well. We'll see if he's a starter or a bullpen guy. They've used him as both this year. As a starter, he was much, much better. So good chance that he moves into the rotation and Iriarte moves out. And then we're also bringing in prospect Tyson Lewis, kind of a do-it-all, fast, very good defense, can play everywhere. Really happy we went out and got Tyson Lewis. This is a prospect that I'm excited about. Going to make sure I add him to my short list. So we're going to be bringing in these guys. Ricardo Olivar, we remember him. He was excellent a year ago and absolutely horrific this year. So we're going to send him out. Tanner Banks is gone too. He's been really not great this year. 2.3 home run per 9. Just not good at all. So we're going to get rid of him. And then to get Tyson Lewis to be thrown in, we had to trade away John Klein as well. Kind of a 26-year-old throw-in that they apparently wanted. He's been good at Double-A, I guess. So that is the trade. Carson Williams will slot in at shortstop. We'll probably send Colson Montgomery down. Chandler Murphy will be in the rotation, and then Tyson Lewis obviously in AAA. So that is one of our moves here. And to bring back Tyler Rogers, we're going to have to send Iriarte down. We don't really have a spot for him. And Matone's been playing well enough. And Gratterall's been fine. I don't want to ship away Gratterall or Matone. And Iriarte has an option here. So we're going to send him down. He'll go down, and we'll bring back Tyler Rogers. Bolstering this team up. I like the moves that we're making. So hopefully we have more of an identity on offense, and we add another arm to the rotation. So, and Jesus Luzardo against his former team shuts things down. 5 2/3. Not his best outing, but he only allowed 1 run. He's through 2 starts, been a guy. Christopher Torn just won Player of the Week. He went 1 for 3. He's now my number 1 most hated player of the save. And, look at this. You got to be kidding. I guess I should have just played the guy. I guess I should have just played the 500 OPS, and he would have finally went on a run like this. But what are you going to do? Jesus Luzardo is the man, and we beat him head-to-head. 2 more games till the All-Star break. And before we can get there, Enrique Jimenez just broke his collarbone, so he'll be shut down for 5 weeks. That's definitely a big blow. He's been very good hitting catcher for us. Definitely the spark plug that we wanted and got, and now he's shut down. We're gonna bring back Christian Serta back up. He's been fine. He's just he's not gonna hit. He's just the backup, and Sataki will move himself back into the starting catcher role. So not ideal, especially for a lineup that kind of has been struggling, but a move that we got to make. We have reached the All-Star break. We ended up losing the series to Tampa Bay, or to Texas. Chandler Murphy, the guy we got from Tampa Bay, had a fine first start, and in a very surprising, shocking twist, Orion Kirkering blew the save. So we lose to Texas here. We sit at 47-52. Kansas City's on a run. We're 3 games back, but we still believe in our ball club, even though we probably shouldn't. But I feel like we have guys who can play and we can win, and we proved it a year ago. But they're just not doing it right now. There's a guy named Kemp Alderman just hit 3 homers. Shout out my boy Kemp. Let's look at the All-Star team. See who we got. We have stud Brant Herter, 41 overall in your book, not mine. He's been a dog for us in the bullpen. We also got Roki Sasaki, who's made it. Excellent per nines. He's been awesome out of the bullpen this year. Finally getting the Roki Sasaki development that we needed. Who else? Do we have anyone else? Jordan's in. He's been, our best bat. 2.1 more out of the DH role. So shout out Jordan. Dylan Cruz. So 28 home run, 20 stolen base. Dylan Cruz on pace for a 30-30 year in the All-Star game. So that's awesome to see. Here's the NL side if you're interested. And then let's take a look at the prospects, see if we have anyone in. Roberto Chapa is in. And his that went down pretty, well then. So another prospect of ours who just has gone down. It's not that he's played poorly at A-ball. All right. We believe in him, though. That'll be all right. Linebacker at Double A made it as well. He's been doing great at Double A. These are positive developments. These are positive things. Do we have anyone else? Doesn't seem it. So we have those guys representing us. It looks like let's take a look at the prospect game. Futrell, the former first overall pick, went crazy. 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and a home run. Let's see, Lineback 1 for 2. That's what we like to see. Choppa went 0 for 1, and obviously we didn't have a pitcher. So good development there. Let's just go ahead here. We have someone who's DFA'd. Miguel Vargas passed through DFAs. So that's interesting. He refuses to be demoted. So I'm going to see if I can try and find a trade for him. And if not, we're just going to release him. And Miguel Vargas actually did have some interest around the league, surprisingly. We're going to make this deal with the Dodgers, bring in Ronan Kopp. Elite stuff, pretty much elite everything other than the control. Definitely like a worrisome thing, but an interesting kind of like project guy. He'll be at AAA who will have the opportunity to move up. He wasn't terrible for the Dodgers through 18 innings, so Ronan Kopp will come in, and Miguel Vargas in his 34 games on the Minnesota Twins, his tenure comes to an end. And the American League takes down the National League in the All-Star game. Before we get to that, the Home Run Derby was kind of a battle between the 2 MVP candidates in Ronald Acuna Jr. and Aaron Judge. And Acuna edged it 2019. And then in the All-Star game, Madison Barger won the MVP. We'll see if any Twins did anything. The American League had a big 5th inning. That's kind of what drove the win in for them. And let's take a look here. Jordan went 0 for 1. Doesn't look like I don't think Dylan Cruz got in the game. He didn't. No Dylan Cruz. Interesting decision. In terms of our pitchers, Sasaki gave him an inning. And for some reason, they didn't go to the man, Brandt Herter. Definitely a mistake by the American League team. But they pretty much lucked out a win, even though he didn't play. Especially he didn't come in for the save opportunity. Yohan Duran, he had to be worried that he'd blow it, especially with how good Brandt Herter is. So that's the All-Star break. We'll hop back in here in a moment for the draft. We got to get through 2 games over Cleveland first. We have made it to the MLB draft here. We are picking 20th. Only 1 comp pick ahead of us. This time there was a bunch last year. Tampa Bay Rays the only ones with a comp pick. So we were picking 20th. The mock had us taking Robert Fitch here. Now they have us taking a catcher in David Roca. So, if an 80 overall, 80 potential guy is there, there's a good chance we'll take him. There were some interesting guys in this class. I'm on pitchers. We saved 1. Jose Reich looks insane. He is, let's see where he's projected to go. They have him taken 13th. Maybe we get lucky and he falls. I doubt it. But it is a stat class, so you never know. There are some guys who are like, look at Chris Hart. Holy shite. Keep an eye on him. If Chris Hart's there, I'm taking him in a half a second. He is projected to go after us. So, maybe not half a second. Depends on who's there. But there's some like MLB-ready guys in this class. So, it's going to be interesting. Let's get it started. The Yankees 1-1. They go pitcher. They go Tim Montgomery. I don't know if that's a very good pick. Extremely hard to sign. Won't matter. He's a Yankee. But only 3 pitches, doesn't throw a fastball, controls a low, and he's 18. Don't love that pick for the Yanks. Our Miami Marlins, they would never mess up a draft pick. They go get Jeff McNulty, a dog. Well, very high power, very high eye. We looked at him. The avoid K is an issue, but this isn't. So, good get for them. The Cardinals at 3 go Brian Schwint. It's a goofy name, another avoid K guy. Enrique Lopez, that really good shortstop, another avoid K. Everyone in this class strikes out. So Enrique Lopez looks to be I don't even know. I can't even say. I'm going to keep an eye on him too, because I don't know what this is going to produce in the major league level. The Phillies go Steven Everett. He was probably the consensus 1-1 for me. Mariners go Dave Webster. And let's just there's a lot of good guys in front of us, so let's go pick at a time. Now this is actually the consensus 1-1. Jorge Gonzalez is a killer, and of course he went to the White Sox, so we got to deal with him. Elite bat. It's going to develop too, because he's already here at 21. Probably doesn't grade out as a shortstop. It seems as if he can play the outfield a little. Really good get for the White Sox. Ronnie Eichhoff going to Houston here. Ooh, and they had us taking Roca, right? I thought Eichhoff was our guy for a second. And that elite first base bat, Austin Hanscom, the Chief. Yeah, this guy's going to play 15 years at a high level. You can just tell. You have a nickname called the Chief, and you're just a first base bat. Welcome back, Todd Helton. Good gift for San Diego. Pittsburgh goes Danny Otero. Fine pitcher, but only 3 pitches. KC goes a shortstop. Another solid-looking one. They don't really need a shortstop. We know who they got, but baseball's not like that. And there's Reich. Gosh darn. Jose Reich goes ahead of us. He's heading to the Mets. Yeah, the Mets. So big gift for them. Frank O'Sullivan, another insane, guy who's not that far away. He's going to Tampa. Tarabi, another good player to San Fran. The Sargent. Okay. Ryan Sargent to Colorado. Detroit. Go Joe Waters. Elite contact bat. A's is Elude. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Who is Kevin Zalud? Oh, my goodness. This guy's unbelievable. The A's just got to. They better put him in the outfield. 80 power potential already. The Sushi Boy. What a just terrible nickname. And then the best pitcher available, Stephen Green, falls to 18. Of course, he's a red. Or the Rangers in front of us, they go Robert Fitch. So the Fitch man will not be coming in. And then we're on the clock. What do we cook up here? So none of the actually Chris Hart was one of the guys we had on our board. He is available. That is absolutely intriguing. Let's look at the bats. I'm not taking Mike Mason. Roca was projected to us, not going there. Another catcher, not a catcher, he's an outfielder. 70 range, Marty Murphy, elite contact. Interesting guy. Mike Miller, not taking. Ronald Donnell, no. Wyatt Furlong, not my kind of guy. Kurt Alstad, again, not my kind of guy. Paul here doesn't look terrible, but that Avoid K, not my kind of guy. Are we noticing a theme here? Padigo looks insane. So Mike Padigo and Chris Hart are kind of the same player, just one's in the outfield and one's in the infield. Interesting. High work ethic. Chris Hart, high adaptability, elite speed, elite glove. Elijah Pryor's in the middle here. Interesting. I'm leaning Chris Hart still. Let's look at the pitchers before we do anything insane. Let's look at the college guys. Let's make sure they're starters. Bobby Doty. Man, there's some good guys available here too. Potentially elite fastball for Bobby. Harry the Cat. All right. Definitely not Ramon for me. Alshire is very interesting. 6 pitches that are all above average. Already has this home run per 9 developed. The control is there, and he's only 21. Alshire is very interesting, especially for a team like us where we haven't been able to develop pitching. Mike Sow looks very good too. Man, I wish I could take 3 guys with this pick. I'm leaning Alshire with the need of the team. 50 stamina, I don't know. It's tough. This is so tough. I really like Chris Hart, and I know. I keep drafting outfielders, but look at this guy. Man. I think I'm going to do it. I think this is just a guarantee. And as of right now, I think I'd rather have a guarantee. But I don't know. No. Let's look again. It's just... I don't want to be wrong about it, too. Dan Alshire. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're doing Chris Hart. We're moving on. Hopefully Alshire maybe falls. I really don't think he will. Chris Hart, welcome to the Minnesota Twins. Let's go next for us. I'm assuming Alshire's a Dodger. So he is off the board. So let's go take another draft pick. We can look at college pitchers again. Sorted by that. So Sal is still here. So he was someone I was potentially thinking of taking above Alshire, and he's still available. So to be honest, I don't even want to look at the bats. Oh, I really should though. Man, it's just a stacked class. It's tough not to be curious about all these guys. But I really don't want to overthink it. I think we have Mike Sow as, I don't want to say a surefire thing, but he's close to a surefire thing. Already a 43 overall. You really just need to develop this control and like another pitch. And he's like a very solid rotation guy. So Mike Sow will be our second round draft pick. We'll add him to our short lists here. Mike Sal, welcome to the team. We'll get back to another pick here. We're going to go back and look at the bats. Should be some interesting ones. And there is a lot of still teal and blue left. Walt Coleman's interesting. Phil Green. No one very well rounded. More so just guys who are like a very elite at one thing, which I think is just kind of I don't want to say the curse of a favorite tools scout, but definitely, an outcome that you're gonna get with a favorite tools scout. I do like Dan Hornaday, kind of a silly name, but he seems interesting. We can keep scrolling here. Bobby Snively is actually very interesting to me. So Snively could be a dude. I like Nobrega, even though he's a first base prospect. Constantine. He's just from Seattle, so his parents are just assholes. Steve Cook. Oh, I might have to go. He's impossible to sign. Oh, that is just not what you want to see. I'm gonna go Snively then. Bobby Snively will be added to the roster. He'll be our 3rd round draft pick. So let's go. We'll do a few more on here, and then I'll do the rest on my own. But we got a couple more to do. I really like Nobrega, to be honest. I might throw my hat in the ring there. Casey Spears, interesting. Not really a shortstop in my opinion, though. 80 power potential is always interesting. The guy can't play the defense, though, and he's 18. Klingler's he's 21, but he's got like a legitimately developed bat. He can play a corner outfield spot. I don't dislike Klingler, but I don't love it. I like Nobrega. Something about this is speaking to me. So I know he's a first baseman. Ernie Nobrega is it's gonna be our 4th round draft pick. And then let's do another one. Mel Wiley. Crazy contact bat. We should probably take a look at, see if there's anyone here. These are really not like, oh, this is interesting. I might just, competition levels poor in Colorado. I might just do it. This is a guy who could be in our big league bullpen in a year, Lee Rawson. Let's throw a bit of a curveball here, even though he doesn't have one. And let's bring in Lee Rawson. I usually don't really like drafting relievers, but at some point you have to. And Lee Rawson will be our 5th round draft pick. Let's do one more pick here before I go. Let's go get another bat. Still a lot of interesting guys available. Casey Spear, we looked at. I know he's impossible to sign. I'm throwing our hat in the ring. Steve Cook, Texas Tech. He just really wants to go to Texas Tech. We'll see what he wants, and if it's too much, we'll take the L on that, and that'll be that. We're gonna do the rest here. So I'll let you guys know what else we do. If anything interesting, we'll wrap up the draft. We've reached the end of the draft, and we're actually able to offer a contract to Steve Cook. We did take him in the 6th round. We took him. He wants something above, I think, $6 million or something like that, or $5 million, and we were able to offer 6.5. We still had room in the budget. We didn't change the draft class budget year after year, even though we had a high pick a year ago, and now we're down here. So that kind of gave us flexibility to offer him that. I really don't think he's going to take it. I'm not sure the last time I went after an impossible player, let alone was able to sign one. So we'll see if we can do that. In terms of what happened the rest of the way, we got some. It was a very deep class, so we did get some guys. Who else? When did we end? So we got Bill Felice, who we're trying to sign a shortstop. We got Mel Wiley, a very interesting just contact bat. First baseman was just kind of the best available. and you see numbers like this, I was like, we're in the 8th round, might as well. Went out and got another reliever in Van Gilder. Joe Gary, a really good blocking framing catcher. He's never going to throw a man out, but interesting enough for us to take a pick. And then, Aaron Ellis, 85 power potential. Stephen Black is actually very interesting. Good bat. So that was just some of the guys that we went out and got. Hopefully we get more than one hit from this class. It was a very deep one. So hopefully they can develop. And I think this is where I'm going to leave you guys today. We finish up the draft. We're 47-53. We need to make a push here at the end of July. We'll hop back in once we make some trades, and we'll kind of speed through the rest of this season and see if our Twins get to play some playoff baseball. So thank you for tuning in.